stupid things. Like my Twitter poll. Okay, so first thing I want to do is once a week have a Twitter poll and just show the results, just for a laugh. Like all of this woke stuff. Everyone's so intense and everyone's lost their fucking minds, and I just want to start having a little bit of fun. I've been talking to a few people, and it's getting to that point where I think we just. I want to tell you this story about my 2-year-old who once had a tantrum because I wouldn't. This was years ago, but he once had a tantrum because I wouldn't let him drive, and nothing. He couldn't be reasoned with. He was a toddler, right? So what do you do with that in that situation? You say, "Sure, go on then," and you let him get behind the wheel and realize that he can't do it. It's getting to that point where these fuckwits are trying to run the world. Let's just let them run the world for a month. Just get our supplies ready, get water and food, and let the woke fucks run the world for a month and let them realize that they don't know what they're fucking doing. Like when Homer Simpson ran for the waste commissioner. What was it? Waste commissioner? Sanitation commissioner. And all the garbage piled up because he had a fight with them all and they wouldn't work for free. That's how... Maybe we just need to let them run. So anyway, I'm at this point. Yes, I am. I care about this stuff. I'm angry about it, but I can't sustain anger. I can't sustain the anger for much longer. So I think I'm just having a bit of a break where I'm just going to fucking laugh at it. In light of Dave Chappelle and all that stuff, these cunts can't walk. You know. Haven't you watched The Walking Dead? Yeah, well, there is always that chance. But the upside, the upside of the zombie apocalypse, I'm just going to say, is that we get a clean out. I am not advocating for genocide. I'm just saying there is an upside. But unfortunately, I tend to be of the unwell camp, so I'll probably be someone who carks it. I tweeted today. I'm actually quite proud of this tweet. Maybe I should. I don't like being those people that showcase my own tweets, but I did tweet today. I may be on the wrong side of history because the winners write history. So it's not about who's morally right and wrong in history. It's about who won that writes history. That's what colonialism, decolonization is all about. So that's what's really funny. But second of all. I don't, or the loser. So my tweet was, I'd either be on. I'm quite comfortable with the fact that I might be on the wrong side of history or the losing side, but I sure as shit refuse to be on the dumb one. It's like idiocracy, man. This is crazy. So anyway, I'm just going to start laughing at everything, and I'm at that point. I think we're all at a bit of a breaking point where I think the self-ID laws passed in Victoria, it passed in Tasmania. One thing I did find out is that in Western Australia, they actually tried to implement self-ID and it died in the water at consultation phase. So props to the WA government in the sense that they actually did consult and it actually didn't get through before it didn't get to this point. So there's something to be said for living in even though we've got a Labor government, there's something to be said for having a slightly more conservative Labor government than Victoria. So anyway, but yeah, I fucking wandered into whatever, but I want to laugh at the world. I think that we're getting to that point where, I'm a big fan of George Carlin and Billy Connolly and I think that, there's a place for angry political commentary and there's a place for it. But I think I'm finding myself more just going, look, I'm on your side. I agree. I'm angry. But how I deal with my anger is to be a fucking idiot. Well, actually, no, you shouldn't be surprised that it passed in Tasmania because the Greens, that's actually a lot of really progressive stuff. The Greens actually have a lot more power there, and when you understand the makeup of but yes, you are right. It is urban elites, but predominantly Greens in Tasmania. They've always had quite a bit of influence. So I'm guessing that there's something else going on that was, I don't, I, again, you can only follow so many fucking things at once, and I can't follow state politics and federal politics and US politics and culture and tech, as much as I love to do that full time, as much as I'd love to be Tim Pool and immerse myself, even he can only do 4 a day. So, but yeah, I would assume, just this is again just general knowledge. Don't quote me, but yeah, the Greens do have a balance of power in the upper house there, and they have quite a lot of influence. Same in the ALP. This is one day I want to talk through because I'm doing my series, the Stuck in the Middle series, and I do have a lot of history with factional politics in the ALP. And also as I joined the Greens and then bounced back to the ALP, and now find myself sort of still a member, but floating, hesitant to be active in the party because I'm at the point where I just can't fucking deal with these fuckwits. But the Victorian left are very left, so they're actually the interesting thing about the ALP, and I've wandered off script here, but we'll get back to it. But the interesting thing about the ALP is that it is actually quite diverse in the range of views, and even the factions. It is highly organised in terms of factions and alignments, and the union that's aligned with X faction, and it does come down to numbers. That's initially why I left the ALP, because I got heavily involved in there's parallels, which is why I find it funny, because we're on it's kind of a weird dose of political karma, because I was a student politician and I was a young ALP member, and I behaved pretty fucking abhorrently as well. So I need to talk to you about how I was part of a group. They were called the Millennium Group. Don't fucking laugh. All of you can shut the fuck up. Called the Millennium Group. I didn't name it. I designed the t-shirts. Turning up to a fucking fully grown up political conference in branded t-shirts. That will tell you all you need to know. This was in 2000 when I was 20, when I was second year politics, right? We crashed the ALP state conference as a voting bloc of centre left, right? The difference being we were centre left, not fucking this intersectional bullshit that doesn't actually make sense. At least our politics were still based in reality. That was the one thing we had going for us. But I can only imagine now how fucking stupid we looked. We were the young centre-left faction playing grown-ups. It's basically playing house. And I think that's the thing that I find funny is that these kids, there's a childlike, I love it. That's why I can laugh at it, because I know that it passes. Eventually they enter the real world, they realise, and they run for sanitation commissioner, and they realise that all the garbage is going to pile up, and it's not as simple as, the world is not like that. The problem is that us fuckwits are giving them power because we're their parents and we didn't parent them. We need to just say no. That's not how the world works. So what I'm doing is I'm going to laugh at them and say, this is not how the world fucking works. And just say, off you go then. Go on, 2-year-old. You want to have a tantrum because you can't drive? Then fucking drive. Get in the car, realise that you can't reach the fucking pedals, and I'm going to go get my popcorn and my camera, and I'm going to film the whole fucking thing. So that's how I feel about the Church of Woke right now. They're a laughing stock. They're a cult. They're a potentially dangerous cult, but I think humour is the thing that's going to... We're not going to win by fighting with them because there is no way to reason with them. What we should do is laugh at them and go, okay, child. Fine. You know, anybody who's got teenage kids understands this. It's like, you can't... The best thing about being a parent and the worst thing about is that they don't prepare us for is the thing that is that, and I'm so sorry to my mum and I'm, to everybody.